Hi, I'm the sound designer for Crowfall, and I'm here to talk about monster sounds. In Crowfall, you can battle other player factions for dominance over the worlds, but each world is also full of dangerous beasts, and hunting them can provide valuable resources during a campaign. During the day, most creatures are relatively docile, unless they're provoked. But at night, they transform into twisted nightmare versions that are more aggressive and deadly. I'm trying to give all these creatures a lot of sound design attention so players can feel immersed in this dangerous world. Let's look at how I made some of the vocalizations. It's usually important that a creature vocalization sounds very organic, so a good starting place is recordings of real animals. You can see I do some field recording, but most of the time I'm pulling animal recordings from sound libraries. This lets me jump straight into designing the sounds. For the hunger spider, I started with pigs squealing. Then I added a barn owl shrieking. This was a good basic scream, but to give it more of a spider character, I tried chopping it up so it was more insecty. And that was cool, but maybe a little robotic. For a different approach, I used this plugin called Morph. Morph has some fancy algorithms that take the characteristics of one sound and applies them to another, creating an in-between hybrid sound. I wanted to mix those screeching sounds with something percussive, so I experimented with this toy drum and wound up raking it across my window blinds. Here's the blinds, the screech, and the hybrid. So now I have this basic recipe for the hunger spider's voice, and more variations can be made by chopping up different recordings of the same animals. And for when the spider is killed, I added a couple high-pitched spider monkey howls, and pitched one of them down over time. Now let's look at Crowfall's elk. For the voice of the daytime version of the elk, I wound up using recordings of cows, moose, a horse, and a grumbling camel. I'll use whatever I can find that's believable, but also a little larger than life, so it really helps sell these animations. And here's the elk's smash power, which has a drawn-out moose grumble mixed with a sea lion roar. Here they are together, and with the sound effects too. I did look for recordings of real elk, but it turns out they really only make one noteworthy kind of sound. It's a mating call, and it's called bugling. I thought that was so unique and alien, so I used those bugles all over the place for the hunger version of the elk. As for the non-vocal sounds for the hunger creatures, I used tinkling glass and crunching ice to match the hunger crystals that are covering the animals. And the sounds of dry ice on metal. And this weird instrument called a water phone to make them more scary and otherworldly. These sounds were also mixed with the vocals for the distant howls you can hear at night, warning you of what types of creatures are nearby. And all these sounds go together to really bring these creatures to life when you encounter them in the world of Crowfall. Thanks for watching.